I will be giving them to some of you during the performance. Please read what is on them. But first of all, thank you to the Interreg Secretariat, all of you, for inviting us here to perform our Engage Slam presentation before all of you. Thank you very much, and let's start with the performance. Engage is about connectivity, as Ivana was saying. It's about how rural regions across Europe can get better connected, better broadband networks, and that is where we all started. We, as the lead partner, were from the Nièvre in Burgundy. Now, the Nièvre in Burgundy is probably somewhere you never heard of. It's right in the heart of Burgundy, and they have never, ever been involved in European projects ever in their lives. No one. And I think that, yes, a few leaders, they understand that. They get ERDF funding, they get other funding, but cooperation, that's maybe not been the game. But this all changed. And now let's start with the presentation. You've got to imagine here where we are, in the middle of rural France. We want to get connected. But whose are these? These are children. There's no connection. It's deep and it's dark. It's expensive. None of the big telecom companies want to go there because there's no money to be made. There's wild boars, there's danger, there's only snails to eat. You are in Burgundy. So, what do? We have no network. So what can we do? We have to find it. I've got to find my first stone, and here we are. Can you tell me what is on this first stone, please, sir? It says there, find other Hansel and Gretels, which is our number one thing. Find other regions across Europe who have got exactly the same problems as ourselves. So that's the first stage we do. What is our plan? And could you please read this one out? This is the next one on the trail. Here we go.
You need the secretariat.
We need a secretariat. So what do? We get them. Yeah. We're the heroes there. We need to get them to tell us, help us to understand what we need to do. But when we get there, we're all together, we're following trails, but we need what to help us put our ideas together?
Program manual.
The program manual, yeah, we need to help a guide. Here we are. We need a path to walk along. We need to work them to help us to get our ideas together. And here we are. We're working together. This is the first stage. You get ideas. You find out that all of the partners are doing other projects. Here we have solutions that are from all across the Engaged Partnership. Here we have the data centers which are working in the Nièvre. We had Wi-Fi systems in Donegal. Here is in Slovenia. We find out that all of us have got similar problems. We all need to work together to find solutions. We all have parts of... And here we are on our way to Brussels. But what has this got to do with the Engaged project? There's the Commissioner. But what does this mean? Why have we got the Wizard of Oz here? Can you read that?
Political platform.
A political platform. Why do we need a political platform? That's what they need to do. And this was one of our first actions. We found that, yeah, we've got ideas, we've got a project, we've got people working together, but unless we get the politicians involved, we are simply not going to get the money and the backing. So we got them. We organised meetings. We took them to see best practice. We organised events where they would really get to learn about what the whole project was about. Then, and I think this was the next thing, we got the politicians involved in the next stage.
Use and build your expertise.
Right, that's the next part of the trail. We found we had the expertise, and I think this is about the confidence building. Each of the regions know they've got good practice, but they don't quite know how to use it, so we organise a whole series of different meetings. The usual exchange visits to use that, but we got there, and here you see the map. We constructed a whole series of events so that we really brought our expertise together. Okay, so here we are now. And you've got one of the key moments here. was to get the kids involved. Every event, we tried to ensure that the children were involved, the people were involved, and number one, that we actually put forward our message. We worked on the website. We forgot about brochures. We put everything on the site. We created applications. We made an interactive good practice site, just so that we knew that everybody could get access to it. We weren't about wasting money. And here we are. Finally, all of the partnership really working together, the politicians, the experts, the people on the ground, the children, everybody working together to help create a real project. And here we are. This is Linda as a mayor of a small village in... But there was one thing missing. And what on earth is this about? And could you please read the next part of the trail?
Selfie campaign.
All right, a selfie campaign, just like you saw there, the ugly duck. It's about getting people involved. It's all right us creating good practice, about telling people, but we wanted to get the feedback from all of the stakeholders we were working with in Europe. So we started a selfie campaign. An application, trying to get all the technology in place. You could do it from home, you could do it from a selfie, you could download the application, and really trying to make sure that everybody, including the commissioner herself, took a selfie to actually help promote our event. And that it was starting from the ground, the Irish Prime Minister. And here's really interesting comments here. This helped really to ensure that we raised it from the bottom right up to the top, got everybody involved. And then key point as well was linking it to local campaigns. That was one in France. And now, just the next stage, after getting all of these tools together, was this.
So, network.
Exactly. It's about, you're getting out to an audience, but it's attending events. Going to the European Parliament. Joining, that's one of the parliamentary campaigns. We really, is the MEP in charge of the digital agenda, one of them. And that's the way of then getting yourself recognised. And finally, we got people and involved in the production of the Broadband Investment Guide, which is a European publication.
The first thing we purchased was a
and
fiber optic
tools to show. This is one thing we took to Brussels. Testimonials from people working.
Stable and high-speed broadband service. We can offer a very reliable service and compete with companies who are based in cities.
And that's one of the key things. You're able then to compete, to work together. And that's what it's taking that message, because many people simply don't understand this in Brussels. Then going on the networking campaign again, going back to Brussels, taking our politicians there, organising events, and here's the head of the broadband unit and DG Connect, getting them involved, everybody involved in this campaign to start really working on how to change not only policy at local level, but policy at European level. So here we are, let's slow down for a minute. That was at the FTTH Council in, and here's the guy from the United States. We even managed to get them, they're called Connected Nation, over. But the final thing that we have to do, and we must not forget, is this. Can you read this, please?
Implementation plan.
Exactly. What we had to produce at the end of our project was an implementation plan for each of the regions, incorporating the best practice that we learnt about. For example, these are trenching techniques from Finland. Okay, to produce these implementation plans for our regions to really help them develop and ensure that their broadband networks were the most efficient and best that we could manage. And finally, and this is an event. No, couldn't please. There we are. This is in Lawn.
Build a new digital society.
Exactly. Build a new digital society. And this is what one of our last best practices was about. It was working with the community in the middle of the Nievre to ensure that the people really built the networks that they needed. So here we are at the end of the project.
Engage is a best practice of how to have a project. It's covered everything from what the partners should do, how is the media coverage, how is the political platform, all the things that should fit together, they fit together in this project.
And that was actually performed at a Swan Lake, because Hansel and Gretel, at the end, it's about flying on the swans to get to your final destination. And our final destination was Ljubljana, where we had our final conference. And here we worked with the universities of Ljubljana and Bremen, with the students, to help develop all the media campaigns around the final conference. And here's some of the products they created. These are the students from Ljubljana University. And that was, again, it was involving the new generation in the work. Not all us old, tired public officials, but really working with students to help sure that this was a real interactive conference. Here we have, we had a great tweet campaign as well around it, making sure this was interactive. This was the coordination team just at the final event. And here we live streamed to dogs as well. So it's about getting everybody involved. And here at the end, this is just saying Gracie goodbye. And as this is a slam, we even got the commissioner to open the event. And here's a little slam version of the video that she created. So in the end, we did get there right up to Brussels, but right down to involve everybody, from selfies to students to actors, in the final product. So here we are. And thank you very much for your attention today. And thank you to the Interreg 4C Secretariat for all of the help they gave. And here's Roland, who made the presentation today, and who is our technical guru. He was supposed to be at the front today, but we couldn't arrange it, and the whole presentation was supposed to be completely interactive and timed. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. But we did the best we could, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.